Hello. I have decided to do the, I was tagged to do the thrifting tag. So, not that it matters, but it's like 10. Probably a little late for coffee, but who cares? When did you, question 1. When did you start thrifting? I have no idea. I think it was maybe a year and a half ago. My mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law have been thrifting for years, and they've always sort of talked me into it. I mean, I've been shopping at Goodwills and stuff since I was a kid, so it's not. I think I didn't really start getting into it though until maybe about a year or so ago. But yeah, I mean, I've been, I have 2 older sisters, so I'm used to hand-me-downs, and that's not always a bad thing. I used to get mad at it, about it when I was a kid, but, get over it. Wow, that's cold. I didn't really want iced coffee. So good. Yeah, so I mean, I think I've technically thrifting for a long time, but didn't really become a big part of my life till a couple of years ago. Alright, question number 2. Who do you thrift with? Mainly my 2 best friends, Catherine and Amanda. I tend to thrift a little more with Catherine only because she lives in town. My friend Amanda's, first she lived like in another county, and now she lives in Kentucky or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like it seems like every year she's slowly moving farther and farther away. It's kind of sad. But I do thrift with her still quite often, so. And if we don't thrift, we just hang out and watch movies. That's always fun. Question number 3. Favorite section of the thrift store? That all kind of depends. I guess really what mood you're in, or if there's something in particular you're looking for. But really, I think the whole store I thoroughly enjoy. I go to the men's section, not just for clothes, but for things for my husband, trying to find him some cool shoes or something. I love knickknacks. I go to the kids section because I have kids, but even if I didn't, I probably would anyway, just for funsies. I guess, I mean, obviously the main sections I would go to are, my sizes and, ladies. But, I mean, I love all sections, really, because you never know what you might find. Go to the knick-knack section. Go to, I don't know, like the toy section. You don't know. You might find something really cool. You might find, like, an old toy that you had as a kid but got rid of, and then, now you find it again and you want to get it for your kids, or I don't know, or like, if I ever found any Ninja Turtle toys, I'd probably buy them off the bat, because me and my husband grew up on Ninja Turtles. I never had any Ninja Turtle toys, but he did, and I think either they're at his mom's for the grandkids, or they got rid of a bunch when he was a kid. Because, when you're younger like that, or when you have young children and they grow out of stuff, even if you think that maybe eventually they'll want them again, you tend to get rid of it anyway, because you just don't have the room half the time. My kids have so much stuff. I could fill this house, and it's not a very big house, full of just their stuff. Yeah, I mean, I like the whole store. There's really no section that I just absolutely love more than the others. There's probably 5 sections, and that's pretty much the whole store. So, alright. Question number 4. What stuff do you thrift for? What kind of things do I look for? Oh, anything and everything, really. I kind of answered that in my last question. I look for... I usually tend to flock towards shirts and tops. Like, I got this awesome vest. I always wanted a vest, but I kept thinking that I wanted, like, a black vest. But, you know, I don't really have a reason to dress businessy, so it's kind of pointless for me to have one. But I'm having a Lord of the Rings party, and I'm going to be Samwise Gamgee. And I thought this would be perfect, because he's a gardener. And everyone's like, oh, it's kind of girly, but hear me out. He wears lots of layers, and I think this would be a great piece to kind of have a pop of pattern and kind of break up all the monotonous, you know, greens and tans, because that's pretty much all the hobbits wear is greens and tans. Are you making yourself known? Are you trying to get my attention? You are such a little goober. That's my son. Anyway, I guess things I look for more often than not would be like a top or something. But you know, sometimes I want to look for pants. Even though I hate shopping for pants, that's probably my least favorite thing to shop for is pants. I just can't, I don't know, like, you would think because of all the different body types in the world and all the different, you know, like, whether you're a bigger girl or a smaller girl, you'd think they'd have a lot more pants for you. I mean, might as well just run around in skirts and shorts or something. Even shorts are hard to find. Skirts, some skirts, you know, if you're a bigger body type, I think it really depends on your personality and the length of the skirt sometimes, because it seems like if you have a short leg, and sometimes a longer skirt can look great on you, but sometimes it makes you look like you got no feet. And then other times, like a shorter skirt would be nice, and it makes your legs look longer, but really only if you wear heels. If you wear flats with a skirt, majority of the time, I'm not saying this works for everybody, but it makes you look stubby. At least it does for me. I know, right? He agrees with me. Number 5. Favorite thrift store? Oh, that's pretty easy. Probably Worldwide Mission. Probably my second favorite would be hey, buddy, our Goodwill on the west side. Yeah, Worldwide Mission. You can pretty much find anything you want in that store. I found this at Goodwill, which, that's awesome. But majority of, hey, buddy, I'm trying to do something here. Most of the stuff I've thrifted have been at Worldwide Missions. At least lately. I mean, buddy, if you're talking about like throughout my entire life, probably Goodwill. Alright. I think he just wants me to go to the next question. Number 6. What do you think of people who think thrifting is gross? I don't really know anybody who thinks thrifting is gross. That's kind of an odd question. I guess thrifting can be gross. I wouldn't buy other people's underwear. That's kind of weird. I guess if it's in the package and hadn't been touched, then okay, I'd buy underwear. But, I guess some used things can be kind of creepy. But, you know, if you think about buying something spanking new, especially the styles nowadays, you can get the exact same thing, if not better, because they'll have a little more character to it because it was made back then. Not to mention the price cut in half, if not more. I really don't see the big deal, you know? I mean, especially if you grew up with older siblings and you had to wear hand-me-downs, it's just kind of used to it. It's, especially, I mean, with the economy and people's budgets and everything, I know, I guess I'd consider them a little prudish. But, I mean, hey, if you can afford the expensive stuff, go for it. But I think that's just kind of silly to be grossed out by it. And I mean, yeah, there are times when you see, like, a stain on something, and you might be a little hesitant to buy that article of clothing. But if you really like it, you know, majority of the time, you can get the stain out. I think I've had, like, maybe one thing that I bought that I couldn't get the stain out. So I sewed a patch over it. And, so yeah. I mean, get creative. I guess if you're maybe, I don't know, an overly obsessive, cleanly person, that might be a little uncomfortable for you. But, I mean, if you can afford the expensive things, more power to you. I personally prefer thrifting over regular shopping because I get so discouraged going to regular department stores because all my money buys one thing, and it could be the most amazing top or something ever, but still, for me, trying on things, it would take me like 3 hours just to find something like that. When I go to Goodwill or I go to a thrift store, I love it. I feel like, you know, even if I don't find anything clothing wise, I can still buy 10 things, 10, you know, knickknacks or a purse or something, and get a whole bunch of stuff for, you know, $10. You can get like maybe 5 things, depending on the price range. You know, I even shop for Christmas gifts and things like that at Family Dollar, which is a dollar store. And they have awesome puzzles there, actually. My daughter friggin' loves puzzles, which is awesome because I love them too. And it was something that I did with my mother, so it's kind of like a cute little bonding thing. And they have pretty decent sized puzzles. I mean, there's like 1,000-piece puzzles for $1. I mean, that's awesome. Like, I mean, I guess technically that's not really thrifting because that's sort of a store. But, I mean, you can get games and stuff at thrift stores. I probably wouldn't, though, because the majority of the time I would think there's probably 1 or 2 pieces missing, so it's probably not the best of things to get at a thrift store. But clothes, I love clothes and shoes. Oh my gosh, if you find an amazing pair of shoes that's like $3, why would you pass that up? That seems so silly to me. Well, anyway, and I guess for people who think it's gross, you know, to each his own. Number 7, funny or inspiring thrift moment. The one that comes to mind is I was at the Westside Goodwill with my kids and my friend Catherine, and I was telling Catherine at one point, I was like, you know, I only got like $2 around there, and I'm just gonna get one thing. They had a bunch of cool shirts that I liked, but I just didn't have the money for it. And I was just moseying around the store, minding my own business. Out of nowhere, this lady comes up to me, this elderly woman, and she hands me a 20 and says, you know, I overheard that you couldn't get a whole lot, and I thought you should have this. And I just didn't know what to say at first. I was just like, and then I was stumbling over myself trying to say thank you as many times as I possibly could within 5 minutes. And she just, you know, gave me a smile, held my hand as she gave me the money, and walked out the door, and just that's one of the nicest things that's ever happened to me. I just, that really goes to show how people are amazing, and that was just so sweet of her. And I was like internally crying, trying not to cry on the outside, and I was able to get 3 shirts that they're really nice button-up shirts. And I was so thankful. I got another shirt, and I'm probably gonna wear them to Christmas. It was just so sweet, as I didn't know this woman. I'd never met her in my life, and she didn't have to do that, but that was really kind of her to do that. And yeah, it was just one of the nicest things. And I was able to get a couple shirts for my son and daughter too, so that was just really awesome. And people, I wouldn't have done that, mainly because I don't have the money to, I mean, yeah, I give lots of change to, Salvation Army around Christmas time when they have the bell ringer, but I mean, to just flat out give somebody a 20, because she doesn't know me. I could be a terrible person for all she knows. And she gave me that anyway, and she said that was a really amazing person to do that. I think I posted it on Facebook and as soon as I got home, because I just wanted people to know that there's this amazing woman out there, and I wanted to thank her. So thank you, because that means a lot. I doubt she watches YouTube, but, Number 8. Best tip to start for someone who's starting thrifting. Make a list, because there's been so many times I have a list in my head and I'm like, oh, I want to look for this certain kind of shoe, or I need to get a couple tops for my daughter, or I need to get something for my husband, or something like that. And when you get there, you're so overwhelmed by all this stuff that you completely forget what you came there for. So making a list would probably be good, at least for the first few times you go, because I think after a while the ooh and ah kind of dissipate or whatever. But in the beginning, you might want to make a list or a mental note, or just text yourself, like make a note in your phone or something so you can check it out. Other than that, I mean, I'm trying to think if I can come up with any good advice. Don't be so picky right away. But don't be too lenient either. Like, me, I'm the type of person that I'll put 50 things in my cart and maybe buy one. Because I do all the pros and cons later. I pick out things that I like. I'll try them on. Please try them on. I mean, even if you have a really slender body type and you can pretty much fit in everything, that's great. But you still might want to try it on, because you never know. The sleeves might be just sewn a little odd to where when you put it on, you're hulking out on the shirt, and you waste it. I mean, yeah, it's not a whole lot of money, but you're still wasting your money, and you don't want to do that. So I would suggest trying everything on and making lists, because that's really important. I know people, like, I for one, I hate trying on pants. I hate it. It's probably my least favorite thing to do. But I still do it because I don't want to waste my money, come home with a pair of pants, and they're too tight in the waist or something, or they make me look weird. So, it's really best to try them on. Okay. Number 9. Would you give up thrifting? If I absolutely had to, like if I was so low on money that I couldn't even go shopping, then yes, I would, because my family is more important. But I mean, if it meant, like, would I just stop thrifting because, I don't know, like I was peer pressure to stop or something like that, I don't see that happening. I'm a pretty outspoken person. Like, not that my husband ever would, but if he were like, I don't want you thrifting anymore, I'd be like, shut up, I'm going. So, I don't know, I think that's kind of weird. That's kind of an odd question for me, because I don't ever see that happening. Because, I mean, I think it does more good than bad. Because I'd be getting good clothes for my kids. Not that I need to, because my mother-in-law and grandmother-in-law buy them so much stuff I don't have to. Because they're awesome. But you know, I've gotten most of my Christmas gifts this year have been from thrifting. And I'm able to get people so much more stuff. And it's kind of more personal that way. You know, I mean, I craft a lot too, but I think, you know, going thrifting, you're so much more able to find something that's really special for somebody. I got quite a few gifts that I'm really excited about, especially for my friends. Oh my gosh, I got them these great things, and I'm dying. I want them to open them, like, as soon as I see them again. I'm like, please open your present, because I really just want to see your face light up when you see what I got you. You know, of course I love receiving gifts, but giving somebody something, especially, like, I've been thrifting for my friends for about I started looking about a month ago, and so I've just been sort of like, you know, if I find something today for them, then not. But, you know, like, I found a couple things for my husband. I found quite a few things for both my friends and my sisters. And, you know, I think it's just so much more fun finding something, like, something different or something odd. Like, you know, my friend Amanda loves cats, so I see cat things all the time, and I'm always like, maybe she would like that. But Everton, who's your favorite thrifter on YouTube? I don't know, there's quite a few people that I like. Mainly my friends, Amanda and Catherine. I know that's kind of, people are like, oh, that's what all people, everybody says that, because they, you know, no. I mean, I watch a lot of thrifters. I just don't really care about people that are my friends. That sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Most of the videos that I watch, they're not really technically thrifting. They're just going to, like, the mall and getting great stuff, which is awesome. But I don't consider that thrifting. I mean, I feel like you have to go to, like, a secondhand store to be a thrifter, or to be considered a thrifter. And the only people I really watch on YouTube, because I don't really have the time to scroll around all day, are my friends. So I would have to say my friends, just because that's really all I watch. No offense to people who thrift, you know, who are on YouTube. I'm sure there's plenty that are great. I just haven't seen yet, because I just don't know the time, you know, like, this is the small amount of time I've had today. I know, buddy. Anyway, I guess my favorite thrifters would have to be two of them, and it's my friends, Catherine and Amanda, or myself, if I'm gonna be that kind of person. But yeah, thrifting's fun. I like thrifting. And it's, you know, it's like the whole thing with women who love shopping. You get to shop without feeling guilty. And I think that's what I like about it. Because when I go to, like, places like Target or Walmart, they have great stuff. I love their stuff. But I just don't have the money to buy a bunch of things, you know. And it's not even so much the quantity. I feel like I can get the same stuff for less. And, I mean, not to snub those places, because they have great stuff. And, you know, you can't really get DVDs or electronics so much at thrift stores. So, I mean, obviously department stores are still useful. But when it comes to clothing, I think I just prefer thrifting, because it's the thrill of finding something that is so amazing and it fits you just perfect, and it's like $2, and you're just so excited because out of all the places and out of all the people who've been going through that thrift store, you're the one who found it and it looks great on you. I think that's the point of thrifting, and that's why people get such a high off of it. and they get so excited. I go there and I feel like I'm a girl in a candy store. You know how, like, the more richer people, they go to, you know, like the mall or these big fancy places, and they're just like, oh, that's amazing. Well, I feel that way about thrift stores. It's really like the girl who, ooh, my voice cracked. The girl who's on a budget, that's your candy store. That's the place you want to go. So, okay, buddy, I will put you to bed. Okay, so, I'm just gonna enjoy the rest of my coffee, and, hope you like this video. It was fun making it. I had fun making it. What am I saying?